Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidul Anbiya wal Mursaleen. Amma ba'd. Fa'a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. My dear brothers and sisters, my children and respected elders, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The course Learn Quran with Tajweed. This is the third video, and I mentioned in the previous video that in this video we will look on the letters. There are 29 letters or alphabets in Arabic. We will see one by one quickly where's the Makhraj, where the letters come from, and we will go from there, inshallah. The first letter, as you can see here, is Alif. I have written the spellings as well for you. If you're struggling with letters themselves, you can just look on the spellings, and you can make the sound by yourself when you're practicing it. So this letter is Alif, A-L-I-F, Alif. Next one is Ba. The spellings are written B-A-A. Wherever you will see double A, you will stretch the sound a bit, you will make it a bit longer. And whenever you see this sign, this is the sign of Mad. That means you have to make the letter more longer than this double A's, or double E will be long as well. This letter is Ta. Letter Ba is only coming from your lips. So this is Shafawi letters. I'll come to the groups as I mentioned in the previous video. I will come back to the groups again. But this letter Ba is the one which only comes from your lips. Ba, the dry part which you can see, that is the only makhraj of the letter Ba. And this Ta, this comes from tip of your tongue and from the inner side of your incisors. And next one is Tha. So the makhraj, the origin of these two letters is the same. Only difference is you have to take out some air, like th. When that comes, and if you put your tip of the tongue under the teeth, under the incisors, that will make the sound more beautiful. So this letter will be Tha. So try to say it, Tha. The next one is Jim. So this is the letter which comes from middle part of your tongue. When it touches up on the palate, you can say the middle part of the palate. This is the sound which where the makhraj is. Middle part of your tongue touches up, which is the middle part of your palate. So that will be Jim. The next one is Ha. So this is a bit tricky letter, and the makhraj of this letter is bottom of your throat, this side of the throat, middle part of your throat. You have to say Ha. And to say this sound properly, if you take out some wind or air in the beginning and then say the sound, that will make the sound proper. So it will be Ha, Ha. If you take away the first part, this part, then the sound will not be the proper sound. So to pronounce this one beautifully, you have to say Ha, and you have to make it a bit like 2 seconds long as well. The next one is Kha. This is the letter which comes from your throat, and the root of your tongue, where your tongue ends, that is called root of the tongue. That part touches up where the soft palate is. As I mentioned earlier on, the first part of your palate is the hard part, and the next part is the soft palate. So to pronounce this letter properly, or to understand the origin, you have to just check the first part of your throat and the back of your tongue, the root of your tongue, that they connect together, and then you pronounce the sound Kha. Another thing to mention here is this will be a bit round sound. Means if I say Kha, so that will not be the right sound. So the right sound will be kha. Like initially, if you cannot say it, you can make your lips round a bit, like kha. And later on, once you are sure that the sound is right, then you cannot you try avoiding rounding your lips and just say kha. So the first in the first place I'll do with rounding the lips, and secondly without using the lips. Kha, kha. So the second one you have to try and say it properly. The next letter is dal. So this dal letter again comes from the tip of your tongue, and that touches the root of the incisors. So this first part of your tongue touches the front teeth, the back side of these front teeth, and then that is the makhraj of dal. So the pronunciation will be dal. This one, dal, as I mentioned here in tha, when you said tha, that was coming from tip of your tongue with a bit of air as well. So this dal again comes from tip of your tongue. If you put that part under the incisors, that will be the right pronunciation. So dal as tha, there will be the same origin. It will be dal. Next is ra. Ra again comes from the tip of the tongue when it touches the start of the palate, where your palate starts. So it will be ra. As I mentioned, kha is a bit round sound. Likewise, ra you have to say a bit round. Ra. Try avoiding saying ra. It has to be ra. And next one will be a bit stronger sound, za. So za is um, again the first part of your tongue. It has to stay in the middle of upper and lower incisors, like your front teeth, upper and bottom. So when you're saying za, it has to be like proper, like zebra. It has to be za, where your tongue stays between upper and lower incisors. Next will be sin. So sin, again, as you said, za, sin has to be again from the first part of your tongue, and it has to stay between upper and lower incisors. Next letter is sheen. So sheen again, as I said on jeen and sheen in that way belong to the same family, where the sound comes from the middle part of your tongue when it touches up in the middle part of your palate. Sod. So this saw is like the same family like seen, and the difference is you have to make it a bit round. Sod. In the end, don't say sod, say sod. The is the aqua sound, which is kalkala. I will summarize in probably video 7 or 8, but for the time being, you just need to remember this is sod. And next one will be dod. The sides of your tongue touches the side of your cheeks inside your mouth, and like as you pronounce dal, it has to be like a tip of the tongue, dod, when it touches the inside of your incisors. So this sound will be dod. Next, ta. Again, tip of the tongue, ta. You touch your tongue with at the back side of your incisors, the top one, then you pronounce the sound ta. This is ta and this is ta. So ta, ta. So ta will be a bit round and ta will be straight sound. Next will be dha. Again, tip of the tongue when it is between top and bottom incisors. That is the makhraj for dha. Next is a bit tricky, ain. That is again halqiya letters, comes from your throat, the upper part of your throat, and where the root of the tongue is. Ain. So that is a bit screechy sound. If you cannot say it properly when you're saying this sound, just press your throat like this. So ain, a bit longer sound and a bit screechy. You have to say it from the top of your throat. Ghain. Again, ghain is from the middle part of your throat. When that part is like a bit of touching in towards the last part of your palate, then this sound comes a bit longer sound. Ghain. Next is fa. This is the letter as I explained in ba. This comes from your lips, and the group it belongs to I'll summarize later on. Next is qaf. Qaf is back of your tongue and last part of your palate. When back of your tongue, you can say root of the tongue. When that touches up, then that makes this sound, but it has to be a bit round sound. Qaf. And next one is kaf. Same family, almost the same origin, but kaf comes slightly further. Qaf is at the back and kaf is a bit further up. So this is kaf, a bit longer, but belonging to the same family as qaf. This one is lam, a bit longer sound. Lam comes from a bit further than the tip of your tongue when that touches up in the palate. This is mim, ba, and then mim, and then the letter fa. They all are belonging to your lips. They are called Shafawi letters. The group I'll tell later on, but this will be mim, again from your lips. When the dry part of both the lips combine together, that makes a sound. And the next one I forgot to write. It's a bit scorched up. Next is noon, like good afternoon. So this again comes from the second, like the first part of your tongue when it touches up. Wow, in English, like when you get surprised, wow. So this is like wow, you have to make a bit longer, and this is again comes from your lips. Ha comes from the bottom of your throat, and that has to be a bit stronger sound. As we laugh ha 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 like that, the sound comes a bit forcefully. So this ha belongs to the family of ha here. This ha and ha belong to the same family because they're all coming from the throat, but this one is lighter and this one is more stronger. And next is Hamza, the uncle of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and it's a very common name in Islamic names. So this is Hamza. Hamza belongs to the family of Alif. Inshallah, I will cover that later on in the other videos. And the last letter is Ya, right? So this Ya again comes from the middle part of your tongue when it touches the middle part of the palate. So in the previous video, I have summarized key terms. In this video, I have given you the Makhraj of the letters. Inshallah, in the next videos, we'll go to the words, inshallah. Keep praying regularly 5 times a day. Spend some time to read Quran, inshallah, every day, and recite minimum 313 times salawat upon Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. Inshallah, see you in the next video. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.